Less than 2 years remain before Guatemala chooses its next president. The race has already begun. Pieces are falling into place, and the field is full of questionable characters eager to reach power. Among the names popping up, there's someone many people feel they've known for decades: Roberto Arzú García-Granados, the son of former President Álvaro Arzú. Roberto, a public figure always trapped between scandal and politics, between lies and half-truths, between a flashy world of supposed success and a harsh reality. Behind that media profile, there's something far more serious. Documents and audio recordings link him to shady financiers, questionable operators, and networks tied to human trafficking and narcotics. Roberto was born in 1970. He inherited, led, and lost the professional football team Comunicaciones. He got involved in dozens of businesses where, between his poor management and fraudulent moves against partners and creditors, he lost his stake and dragged others into ruin. One of the corporate casualties he left behind was the IHOP Pancake franchise. Academically, he wasn't remarkable. He didn't even finish high school, and that pattern reappears in his financial and political story, even if he insists on using his eloquence to pretend his reality doesn't exist. Documented evidence delivers a harsh dose of truth for a country where drug trafficking increasingly infiltrates politics. One of the most revealing episodes happened in 2018 when he negotiated a $1 million loan. Roberto offered as collateral to an operator of the Queen of the South his hereditary rights in his father's estate. He promised to pay with the inheritance, but according to Republica's confirmation, he never did. The following year, in 2019, he launched his first presidential bid with the Podemos party, allied with Alejandro Sinibaldi's reform movement. He obtained a very small percentage of votes, but the real blow came afterward. His strategist, J.J. Rendon, sued him in Florida, and a court ordered him to pay $6 million, around 48 million quetzals. In that lawsuit, conversations surfaced where Roberto claimed that Argentinian pharma tycoon Hugo Sigman would cover the debt, something prohibited by electoral law. Sigman founded Pharma in Guatemala in 2016, with Roberto Arzú García-Granados' son as its initial legal representative. Although Roberto denies receiving money, J.J. Rendon insists Sigman was named as a financier. He also mentions Fabian Ranucci, Sigman's partner and a senior figure in Roberto's campaign. Audits of the Podemos party also found undeclared contributions, over 500,000 quetzales in cash, unbanked and unreported spending. The party was fined over $100,000, 750,000 quetzals. But the most serious scandal erupted in 2025 when a set of documents validated by República would implicate Roberto in a money laundering network. On June 25th, in Zone 10, they murdered Francisco Paco Domínguez, leader of the Caradura gang, a structure linked to street-level drug dealing, hitmen, and human trafficking. After that attack, audio recordings leaked of conversations between the Caradura leader and Roberto Arzú García-Granados.
Yo, Roberto Arzú, no te va a quedar mal. Yo pongo el pecho por vos y yo te hago huevos y me mato con quien sea por vos. Soy tu amigo, soy agradecido. Estoy pidiendo, dime, como amigo, que confíes en mí. Te lo estoy pidiendo como amigo.
Pues ya he confiado 16 meses, hombre.
Bueno,
o sea, no.
entonces seguí confiando esta semana y miremos si no les metemos la verga. Seguí confiando en mí, por favor. Solo te suplico que me mandes eso, por favor, ahorita, porque me tengo un talegueo horrible. Por favor, te lo suplico.
In the recordings, Roberto begs for more money, offers advertising contracts, and claims to have deals with broadcast TV channels to promote Domínguez's brothels, Pasiones, Excesos, and Madonas.
Ya te dije, nosotros te firmamos un contrato para pagar todo. Ese contrato te lo tienen que cumplir porque es un contrato con el canal. Esos pisados te tienen que cumplir sí o sí o les vas a meter la verga por 15 millones de dólares, no por 2. ¿Ya me entendiste?
Bueno,
no les vas a meter la verga por 1.5, les vas a meter la verga por 15. Esos pisados van a salir bien pisados.
As if that wasn't enough, loan deeds confirmed debts of $700,000 and 4 million quetzals more with Domínguez, backed by his IHOP Guatemala shares. The pancake chain Roberto bought with money that, according to close sources, had a shady origin tied to his usual financiers. Among them, Paco Domínguez. The notary who authorized those documents, Dora Renee Cruz Navas, disappeared 4 months later and now has an active search alert under the Isabel Claudina system. And shortly before the 2019 election, another deed revealed a $1 million loan delivered by Rodrigo Lenfiesta Rimala, money from the estate of Marllory Chacón, the Queen of the South, convicted in the United States for laundering money for Mexican cartels. True to form, Roberto doesn't deny the documents or the audios. He just says they're from years ago, years that line up exactly with his presidential campaign. And for this third comeback in politics, Roberto isn't satisfied with serving narco pancakes. Now he wants to cook the country's narco politics. His arrival at Cabal under Luis Aguirre's leadership connects him once again with operators and financiers publicly linked to networks tied to the Mendozas, the Sinaloa Cartel, and the Honduran Valle Cartel. Arzú didn't end up there by chance. He knows there's money in that circle, territorial networks and operators used to navigating between politics and organized crime, just like in his previous campaigns. And he also knows Aguirre will have influence in the next composition of the Supreme Electoral Tribunal, a key piece to keep his record from knocking him out of the race. The question is no longer whether Roberto Arzú García-Granados has been surrounded by criminal structures to whom he owes millions of dollars. The question is, how many more narco pancakes will Guatemalans have to swallow before removing every actor linked to organized crime from the country's political kitchen?